Hey Chad, what's up, man? First I want to say thanks for reaching out, and I did see Grizz's response. I think what he's talking about was historically accurate, but the goal right now is to make a transition from something being more esoteric and needing to be a little bit more hidden into something that's more structured so that we can solve complex problems. Basically, anything that we want to build that's more than just entertaining each other, it's going to require process. We cannot just mound more sand on top of itself. It has to have actual structure. So the video that I linked above was about the Agile process. And this is what engineering teams use. It's what businesses use. You can use it for anything where you need to solve complex problems. And you could use it for creating a golf course or opening a restaurant or writing software. It really doesn't matter what it is. The key is that first you define what problems you're trying to solve. And then once you see a high level solution, like here's what it would look like once we finally have the end product, you start breaking that down into smaller and smaller problems until you get down to something that could be solved by one person within a sprint, which is typically 2 weeks. So let's say we decided that we want to build a rocket ship to go to the moon. It's not a one-person job. It's not going to be done tomorrow. So the first thing we might do is say, okay, well, what are the requirements? The people need to go up to the moon. They're going to stay there for 6 days, and then they're going to come back. And because of that, we need to meet those requirements. So first off, we're going to need wing design. We're going to need to know what materials we're going to use on the outside for exiting the atmosphere and re-entry. We're going to need boosters and rocket fuel. What kind of fuel are we using? How much does that cost? Additionally, are we going to have the rocket fuel on what date? And are the dependencies upon that already available at that point in time? So there is definitely a lot to it. And if we're going to move forward, I think that's what needs to happen. As I said before with Grizz talking about security concerns, I don't think he has all of the pieces. From my perspective, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on the design in terms of what the kind of long-term vision is, but it wouldn't be appropriate for me to just come and tell everyone to do that. What I think would work better is that we can all offer possible solutions, and then we can vote and see which one seems like the best idea for moving forward. Until we're in a structure where we can make proposals and then vote on them, it's like no matter how good the thing is that you're trying to describe, and you're just comparing it to nothing, nobody thinks that a solution is needed, or this isn't the conversation for it, or this isn't the platform for it, anything like that. Those are big hurdles to overcome. So the first step is just getting everyone together and going over what it is we think we're going to do. I would like to add, I do have a lot of experience in Agile, working within this kind of engineering realm and doing the problem solving and the ceremonies and everything that goes with it. It's a lot. But anyway, so yeah, I think this is definitely going to be doable. The other thing I wanted to say is estuary is very similar to this, especially the digital estuary that they tried starting. they're they're a little boomery, so they're going to struggle with it, but that's fine. They got it started. They demonstrated an example of what it could look like. So if you imagine a bunch of us getting on a stream together, we have a predefined process, just like when, like say the local government, like your chamber of commerce or something, is meeting up. They have like minutes and they have a procedure and protocol, and it gets followed every time consistently. That way, there's no funny business within anything, and the votes actually occur and things like that. So, these aren't like totally foreign concepts, but in estuary, the estuary protocol, people come together on video, maybe like say 8 people get in a stream, and there's a predefined process where people are making suggestions, voting is occurring, and you get to where you need to be because of that. Now, it's a brand new thing. Agile is not. It's been tested by like millions of companies. So we don't need to recreate the wheel on that. But what we could do is use the original estuary format to come to an agreement to move into an agile process. And how I would liken that is to a computer on a motherboard, or like let's say a phone. That's easier. On a phone, what happens is you have something called a bootloader, and that's actually a different chip on the motherboard itself. And so what happens is you have like one whole process that occurs just to get the phone turned on and the operating system booted. But then you're using different chips on the same motherboard for actually when the phone is in use and not when it's just in the process of turning itself on. So I don't want to get way in the weeds and go over tons of details, but as far as how we could go over a bootstrapping process, that's something we could do. And what I meant by when I said a meme video is your ish makes me just lose it laughing every time I watch your stuff. So I think that's a really useful skill set, and I think it could be really good if you found a way to convince the others that we should all meet up on Grizz's stream, maybe at a predefined time, or maybe it's just ad hoc and we just keep trying until it happens, like the stars align and we're all just in there at the same time or something. I'm not really sure. You could definitely talk to the others, or you could just try stuff and see what sticks. Anyway, man, thanks for reaching out, and yeah, I'm really excited about everything, and I really can't wait to see how things unfold.